Hello, bit of an update. I've been moving my HiFi system around a little bit and doing a few little tweaks and modifications to the positioning of the components within my HiFi system. Something I like to do every now and then. The room is big enough for me to be able to try the speakers in different positions in the room, but and I used to, some of you that might have seen some older videos of mine would have seen I would have had the two speakers against this wall and my system here. Well, as you can see, I've done a couple of changes. I know I've got my speakers either side of my HiFi system. If I can just get out of the way there so I can show what's happening. I've still got a few little modifications to do, like moving some other things which I out of the way of this particular space. But yeah, I've always been a bit skeptical about having equipment in between speakers. It's not something that I've tried extensively before, but I've had the opportunity to try it now with these speakers, and I'm amazed how well the speakers integrate well no matter what position I have them in my system. The speakers I'm using are the Riga RX3 speakers. You'll note as well that I've got the side firing driver speaker coming on the outside of the speaker as opposed to the inside, and I have tried different sort of setups with the speakers a little bit more forward into the room as well, with the speakers swapped around so that the drivers would be on the inside. But I've kind of spent quite a bit of time over the last couple of months, you know, allowing my ears to sort of bed into the system, with the speakers in different positions in this particular location. And I kind of settled on them being a little bit more further back, a little closer to the wall, with the side drivers facing outwards of each speaker. But there you go, that's how I've got it set up at the moment. A couple of other things which I've done which have helped as well. I have done a lot of tidying up of the cabling at the back of all my components, because it was looking a little bit untidy. But also, whilst I was sort of tidying up the cabling, I gave all the cables a little bit of a clean as well, because it's quite surprising how much sort of dust can be attracted to things, really. And so I've done that, and I've tidied up a few things there. Things that I've done as well, which I think have been significant, is you'll note here that I've got my heat phono stage there, and I've got a heat power supply for the phono stage. Now, how I had it set up before, I had my both heat components on top of my name equipment here. Not ideal, but I was a little bit, something that I meant to try and experiment with moving it away from sitting on any other component. So what I've done, I've got my Linsonic turntable here, and for now I am using this Sound Dog dedicated turntable stand in here within the frame, and it's not actually touching any of the frame at all. I've got a little small stand here which is completely isolated from touching anything else, and I've put my heat power supply here, and I've put the actual my heat Questar phono preamp here at the moment. That's actually on the floor, isolated from any other components. So it's basically, it will help to reduce, I believe it will help to reduce any hum. It'll be completely quiet, and I believe it's improved the sound quality as well. So I'm quite pleased with that. I've got my Heed Orbit, that's the turntable power supply, also sitting on this little stand that I've got beneath the Insonic LP12. So yeah, it's just you know, a few little tweaks that I've done. I've also done a little bit of a change as well to speaker cable. Because the speakers are now in this position, whereas before they were in that position, I didn't have speaker cable long enough to be able to deliver, to be able to travel that far, apart from one kind of speaker cable that I was using at the time. Now I've actually disconnected that from the system, and I've gone back to using NAME NAC A4 cable. So it's not NAC A5, it's NAC A4. It's a little bit more pliable than NAC A5. I've never had NAC A5 in my system, but I've gone to the NAC A4, and it does seem to work really well with my NAME system coupled with the Riga RX3s. To my ears, I'm hearing some benefits, but like I say, it's taken me a bit of time, because it has been in this position, although I've needed to do a few changes here, so I've been constantly tweaking and altering speaker position to arrive at what I think is the most satisfactory outcome, really. And yeah, so that's where I am at the moment. I've also changed one other thing. I've actually gone back to using the Nagaoka MP11 boron cartridge, which I've had for quite some time now. There's plenty of use left in the cartridge. So I've replaced the Audio-Technica 440 MLB that I was using. That's gone. That's gone into like storage for now. I may come back to it, but over the last year or so, I've been listening to lots of different amplifiers, and you might have seen that on some of my more recent videos which I did, and I started to enjoy like the richness that I was hearing from some of the components I was listening to, and it was quite a feature. And definitely the Nagaoka MP11 boron is quite strong in that particular regard, to my ears anyway. And also altering speaker position and making changes to components or what have you, speaker cable, has sort of got me very close to where I want to be in terms of enjoying music, and I'm really enjoying listening to what to my music with the system in this position, how it's set up at the moment. So I don't think I'll be making any further adjustments or changes for a while anyway. So that's it basically, you know. For now, I just thought I'd do a quick update. So there we go. I got my NAME CD5X CD player here. So NAME preamp power lamp and flat cap power supply. My Linsonic LP12 there. My Heed Questar phono stage. The Heed QPSU, which is a power supply for the Questar. And I've got a Heed Orbit power supply for the LP12, Riga RX3 speakers, a variety of cables at the back of the NAME, and of course I've gone back to NAME NAC A4 at the moment. So there we are. So thanks again for watching the video. Bye bye.